What is going on, guys? We're now through the first 6 weeks of the 2020 season. One team has asserted themselves as the frontrunner for Trevor Lawrence, while 3 teams remain undefeated. With the halfway mark approaching, we're beginning to get a better idea of where every team stands. So on that note, let's dive into the Week 7 edition of the TPS Power Rankings. Number 32, New York Jets, previously 32nd. Congrats to the Jets, who are now the only winless team remaining. Hey, we're now in the driver's seat for Trevor Lawrence, so cheer up. It's not as bad as it seems. That aside, I mean, it's a big yikes. The team has clearly given up on head coach Adam Gase. You'd have to think his days are numbered in the Big Apple, although I guess you never know when it comes to the Jets. Number 31, Jacksonville Jaguars, previously 28th. 5 straight L's for the Jaguars, and they've been largely uncompetitive in every one of them. Gardner Minshew clearly isn't the answer at quarterback, and the Jaguars ought to come away with a new one at next year's draft. Also, how much longer will head coach Doug Marrone and GM David Caldwell be employed? This team just keeps going backwards. Changes need to be made at this point. Number 30, Washington Football Team, previously 29th. Washington's thrilling Week 1 win over the Eagles feels like a lifetime ago. Ron Rivera doesn't have his answer at quarterback, and Washington can only hope that they'll be in a good draft position to take on a can't-miss QB prospect like Lawrence or Justin Fields. There's just nothing to celebrate here. This team has a long way to go. Number 29, New York Giants, previously 31st. There it is. Finally, rookie head coach Joe Judge picked up his first win. A win over Washington isn't worth getting too excited over, but it's a win. At least the Giants are no longer tied with the Jets for the worst record in football. Up next, a winnable road game against the Philadelphia Eagles. And if the Giants actually win that game, dare we say it, they'll be in the running for the NFC East Division title. Number 28, Minnesota Vikings, previously 24th. No redos on the extensions for Mike Zimmer and Kirk Cousins. The Vikings had to be kicking themselves for getting caught up in the excitement of a 2019 season filled with overachievement. The Vikings are on their way to their first losing season since 2014. Expect them to be sellers at the trade deadline, and we really wouldn't be surprised if a head coaching change was made before the season's end. Number 27, Houston Texans, previously 25th. The Texans were oh so close to upsetting the undefeated Tennessee Titans on the road, but they fell in overtime thanks to more late-game meltdowns from the defense. Deshaun Watson is getting no help whatsoever. It's sad to watch a young and in his prime quarterback deal with such a mess. Whoever the next GM is, good luck cleaning up Bill O'Brien's mess. Number 26, Atlanta Falcons, previously 30th. The Falcons won their first game under interim head coach Raheem Morris. An absolute shell-shocking of the equally helpless and desperate Minnesota Vikings. Good to see the Falcons show some life after opening the season with 5 dismal losses. They won't make the playoffs, but these guys could play the role of spoiler in the second half, just like last year. Number 25, Philadelphia Eagles, previously 21st. It was ugly early, but the Eagles nearly pulled off the comeback against the Ravens, despite being ravaged with injuries. The good news is they should be getting some healthy bodies back. The bad news is they lost a couple more key players to injuries in Miles Sanders and Zach Ertz. Hard to feel sorry for Philly though, considering the fact that they can still win the NFC East with just 6 or 7 wins. Number 24, Cincinnati Bengals, previously 22nd. Joe Burrow nearly led his Bengals to a big-time road upset over the Indianapolis Colts, but you forgot the golden rule: Bengals gonna Bengal. Still, it's encouraging to see Burrow keep this team in games. There's going to be some painful moments, but he's going to learn from them. This team still has a very bright future. It's just a hard start because it's Burrow and he has like no one to work with for the best part, you know. Number 23, Los Angeles Chargers, previously 26. The Chargers are on a bye, and they actually moved up in the rankings this week thanks to awful performances from several other teams. Justin Herbert looks like the real deal, but man, his team has got to figure out how to close out games.
Coffee's for closers only.
Up next, a very winnable game at home against the Jaguars. You guys got this. Number 22, Detroit Lions, previously 23rd. Well, the Matt Patricia hot seat should cool down for at least a week. The Lions manhandled the Jaguars in Week 6, but it's the Jaguars, so, you know. Moving their record to 2-3. That extra wildcard spot gives them some hope for the playoffs, but they're gonna have to start beating the good opponents. They'll face the Falcons on the road in Week 7. Prime opportunity to climb right back into the playoff hunt. Number 21, Denver Broncos, previously 27th. Well, that was something. Drew Lock and the Broncos offense pieced together 6 scoring drives against New England. All of them resulted in Brandon McManus field goals. But so what? They chewed the clock and gave Cam Newton little time for a comeback. That defense put together perhaps its best performance yet under Vic Fangio. Bill Belichick had no answers for Denver on either side of the ball. The Broncos made the most of their 2-week bye, and suddenly the playoffs are within reach. Number 20, Dallas Cowboys, previously 18th. Yikes. What a flat-out embarrassing effort that was on Monday night against Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals. We should have them lower, but the sad thing is they're still in first place in the NFC East with a 2-4 record. How is that possible? On a different note, who would have thought a season-ending injury would actually improve Dak's leverage in contract talks? Number 19, New England Patriots, previously 17th. This is not the same Patriots that we've gotten used to over the years. For the first time in 18 years, this team sits below 500 through 5 games. The defense didn't give up any touchdowns. But what's going on with that offense? Newton hasn't found any consistency in the early going. There's a major shortage of pass-catching playmakers. The rushing game is hot and cold. Maybe this is the year their playoff streak ends. Number 18, Carolina Panthers, previously 16th. The 3-game win streak was fun while it lasted, but Teddy Bridgewater and the offense had no answers for the Chicago Bears' ferocious defense. Now Carolina has to visit the New Orleans Saints, who are coming off a bye week. This early feel-good story might be ending soon if Week 6 was an indicator of what's to come. Number 17, Miami Dolphins, previously 20th. The Dolphins have won 3 of their last 4 games now, and that defense is really starting to come around. Miami has a real shot at the playoffs, thanks to the additional wildcard spot. They have a Week 7 bye before hosting the Los Angeles Rams. Number 16, San Francisco 49ers, previously 19th. Big bounce-back win at home over the surging Los Angeles Rams. That was one of Jimmy Garoppolo's best performances yet, and the banged-up defense completely shut down the Rams' vaunted offense. We saw lots of fans and prognosticators write the 49ers off after dropping to 2-3, but this team isn't done just yet. Number 15, Las Vegas Raiders, previously 12th. The Raiders were on a bye week following a thrilling Week 5 road win against the Kansas City Chiefs. Up next, a Sunday Night Football tilt with Tom Brady's Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a Super Bowl 37 rematch. Can John Gruden get revenge against his old team? Can't wait to find out. Number 14, Cleveland Browns, previously 10th. What a letdown of a game that was. The Browns sit nicely at 4-2, but it's hard to ignore blowout road losses to the Baltimore Ravens and Pittsburgh Steelers. They're both really good teams, but it kind of just shows where the Browns are at. This team clearly isn't ready to challenge the 2 AFC North powerhouses just yet. And man, the secondary is hard to watch. GM Andrew Berry better find some defensive backs at the trade deadline. This team won't go on much of a run if the rushing offense and Myles Garrett have to carry the team every week. Number 13, Arizona Cardinals, previously 15th. The Cardinals soundly crushed the Cowboys at AT&T Stadium to move up to 4-2. This team has all the makings to be a legitimate contender. Kyler Murray is an MVP candidate. The defense looks like a top 5 unit. Now can they be the first ones to best Russell Wilson and the Seahawks in 2020? They'll get their shot in Week 7. Number 12, Indianapolis Colts, previously 13th. There it is, an epic come-from-behind win over the Bengals in Week 6. And who said Phillip Rivers wasn't clutch? The Colts defense has been their biggest strength in 2020, and the unit is why they have to be considered strong playoff contenders. The race for the AFC South title isn't over just yet. Number 11, New Orleans Saints, previously 9th. A much-needed bye week for a 3-2 Saints team that hasn't fully found its groove this season. Getting Michael Thomas back will be key, and the defense will hopefully bounce back after a woeful showing through the first 5 weeks. Number 10, Los Angeles Rams, previously 8th. That was a disappointing outing against the 49ers. A win would have likely put San Fran's playoff hopes away, but no. They are now 4-0 against the NFC East, but 0-2 against all other teams. So the question remains, can the Rams beat any good teams? They'll get another shot on Monday Night Football against the 5-1 Bears. Number 9, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, previously 14th. Tom Brady wins the rubber match and is now 2-1 all-time against Aaron Rodgers. Not that both quarterbacks played like their usual selves by any means. Brady got plenty of help from the Bucs' ground game and defense, not to mention all the careless Green Bay penalties. The Bucs are displaying all the makings of a legitimate title contender. The defense looks championship caliber, and the rushing game might be better than the passing game. Number 8, Chicago Bears, previously 11th. The Bears are proving that they're no fluke. Their last 2 wins have come against teams that entered the game with a winning record. The defense might be the best in football, and Nick Foles is getting better and better each week. Yes, the Bears are for real. Gotta get over it. Number 7, Buffalo Bills, previously 7th. Let's not panic about consecutive losses yet. Losing on the road to Tennessee and at home to Kansas City was expected. It's been a tough 2-week stretch for the Bills, but they'll be fine. They're still the team to beat in the AFC East, which is so crazy to say. But Sean McDermott's defense has been uncharacteristically sloppy in every phase. That's gotta change if they want to go on a run in January. Number 6, Green Bay Packers, previously 2nd. Sorry, but that was one of the worst Aaron Rodgers performances you're ever going to see. We always try to avoid overreactions after one loss, but the Packers' 4 wins came against Minnesota, Detroit, New Orleans, and Atlanta. 3 of those opponents aren't exactly elite clubs. Maybe the Packers' offense isn't that unstoppable after all, and that defense hasn't looked anything like the stingy group that carried them to the NFC Championship game last season. I mean, I hate to say it, Packers, but you looked nothing like the team we placed number 2 last week, and certainly not like a top 5 team. Number 5, Baltimore Ravens, previously 5th. Lamar Jackson isn't playing like his 2019 MVP self, but who cares?
No big deal.
The Ravens are 5-1, thanks in large part to their defense. Don Martindale's group is only allowing 17.3 points per game game, even better than the 17.9 and 17.6 points per game they allowed in 2018 and 2019 respectively. The Ravens are now on a bye week as they prepare for a can't-miss Week 8 showdown against the AFC North leading Steelers. Number 4, Kansas City Chiefs, previously 3rd. Tonight's bounce-back win for the champs on the road in Buffalo. The stunning Week 5 home loss to the Raiders can be forgotten about for now. They're still the team to beat in the AFC, regardless of their record. Number 3, Pittsburgh Steelers, previously 4th. The Steelers once again proved to the Browns that they're not ready to join the AFC North's elite yet. What a showing that was by Mike Tomlin's group. A 38-7 blowout win that moved Pittsburgh to 5-0 on the year. The race for the lone first-round bye in the AFC is heating up, and quickly. Now the Steelers prepare for a Week 7 road tilt against the also undefeated Titans. That's gonna be fun. Number 2, Tennessee Titans, previously 6th. Okay, so Ryan Tannehill wasn't a one-hit wonder. That's actually really exciting, and the Titans are here to stay. What a thrilling comeback win that was against the Texans, as the Titans moved to 5-0 for the first time since 2008. There are some concerns about the Titans defense. The secondary and pass rush need to be better if that team is going to make another deep run in January. But as long as Tannehill and Derrick Henry continue to save the day, who really cares?
Who cares?
Lots of time for Mike Vrabel and company to figure out the defense. They'll have another big test next week against the aforementioned Steelers. Number 1, Seattle Seahawks, previously 1st. The 5-0 Seahawks enjoyed an early season bye week, giving them 2 weeks to prepare for the Arizona Cardinals in Week 7. It's a great chance for Russell Wilson and company to further distance themselves from their NFC West foes. And with the Packers losing to Tampa Bay, the Seahawks control their own destiny for the top seed in the conference. They're the best team in the NFL right now, at least in our opinion they are. What changes would you make to our power rankings? Join me in the comment section below. Make sure to follow myself and TPS on social media. We post great content all the time. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, we're on everything. Go find us, go follow. And of course, if you like this video, give it a like. It takes one click down below, and subscribe to TPS. We post videos every day. Every day's a new video. Of course, thank you so much for watching. I'm Jason Biondo. I'll see you next time.
On my knee.